Red Rooster, the real Red Rooster. And they had jocks. I grew up in the Red Rooster and jocks. And my grandmother grew up with Adam Powell. So after church on Sunday, we would all go to the Red Rooster. And the church people would go there because they knew Adam was going to be there. And everybody was there, the gangsters, the hustlers, the church people, everybody in the Harlem community got along. There was a certain amount of, everybody wasn't, there were people tricking people and doing stuff, but everybody would get along at these bars and caverns in New York and bars and grills. There was a unity there. What happened was, later on, they opened up 96th Street, like the Cellar, Michael's, and that was like a lot of black people, especially black men, started thinking that they were moving on up with civil rights, and to go to 95th Street or in another neighborhood represented to them that they were moving on up and that there was going to be equality in the business and the workplace. That was a facade. A lot of them hit the black, like there was one guy, he was a good-looking guy, he was single, all the women loved him, he had a beautiful car, he was in the computer industry, and he lost everything, and he went out to California to keep up his false front. He decided to rob a bank and got murdered. That's just one instant of it. But a lot of people lost their minds because they thought they were going to be moving up when they moved out of Harlem and started hanging out at these clubs, under the stairs. Yep. There you go. And in my book, because I was young, even though I saw some of it, my grandmother used to take me to Chicken Bone Beach, and that's in Atlantic City. And she would take me and my little brother to Chicken Bone Beach, and that was a beach because only black people were allowed to go. We were not allowed to stay into the hotels by the boardwalk. We were not allowed to go to the restaurants in the boardwalk. What we had to do was stay in people's houses and rent rooms in their houses for the summer. And since we were not allowed to get the food by the boardwalk, the black people would cook fried chicken because that lasted longer in the heat. And that's why it got its name Chicken Bone Beach. And Martin Luther King, Rosalind Cash, and all of the Cotton Club ladies who were my grandmother's friends. Since my grandfather was a producer at the Cotton Club of Connie's Inn, they were all there. And some of them didn't throw the chicken bones in the trash. They put the chicken bones under the sand, and that's how it got its name Chicken Bone Beach. And me as a little kid, it hurt. That hot, chicken bone step to go to the water, it was a killer. But the whole thing with Atlantic City was, they had a thing called Club Harlem, and they had Duke Ellington, Arthur Price, like all of the top entertainers at Club Harlem. My grandmother used to leave me and my brother in Jerry's Rib Restaurant, which was right across the street, buy us a plate of ribs, and that one plate of ribs would last 5 or 6 hours because she was across the street at the breakfast show. And also, she would leave us at a place called Fiorello's. It was an Italian restaurant, and it was right across the street from the 500 Club. The 500 Club was run by a mafiosi. This particular mafiosi was owned free shows. Frank Sinatra owed him free shows. So he would bring Jerry Lewis, Dean Martin, and all of them over. And me and my brother would sit with, instead of the ribs at Jerry's, we'd have a plate of veal parmesan all night long. And the Rat Pack, since my grandmother was very good friends with Sammy Davis's mother. And she and Sammy Davis's mother and Sammy Davis and all of them, the Rat Pack would come over to get away from the fans, and they would all go to Club Harlem where Count Basie was and Duke Ellington were. And then Frank Sinatra made records with them. So this was before Frank Sinatra became a conservative. And he felt that Kennedy betrayed him, President Kennedy betrayed him, because he and the other mafia people helped Kennedy get elected. And after that happened, Kennedy and his brother went after the mafia.
Yep.
You know, so, but back then he was very liberal, and here's the thing. When I always wanted to go to the Club Harlem, but the beach, Chicken Bone Beach, when they integrated it, then when they told black people they were allowed to integrate the beaches and go to the other beaches, what happened was we lost that particular sense of unity. Because they felt like I could go to any beach, I could go to the white beach, and there was the collective black unity was not there anymore. And it was the same thing in Harlem. When they went and started hanging out downtown, they lost it. What's happening now? You asked about what's different. I don't feel that unity. Everybody seems like they're out for themselves. I've talked to people, you can just tell they want to be on a reality show. You know, and for what?